Spit. Jeremiah 23 in Project Restoration, Jeremiah 23 in Hoods. Yeah, what's cracking? We just spitting this out there for y'all. I'm talking to my daughter, so I'm talking to y'all at the same time. I heard a news clip, and it was saying, on the clip, it was saying that the brother was making the comparisons, saying we're simply in New York City. Look documentaries between rich and poor on or go to my YouTube channel and look at the clip. Okay? Documentary between the rich and the poor in New York City. And the brother said, straight up, we're asking these billionaires to help us in this time of state emergency. And that's what we're asking. People are laid off, the mortgages are still being called, etc. So that's a good way of saying, okay, help us. Guess what? There ain't nobody helping you or me. Check it. Go to your local store and see how much them prices is on the food. Not only is the food markets collectively worldwide being, and always have been, manipulated now, like, for example, tomatoes over in one part being exploited in a poor country, bringing in a whole lot of people in Ghana go out to the fish boats, the Asian-owned fish boats, and do the work living in slum quarters. Get on YouTube, look at it, and work for $200 a month, be out to sea for 30 days, man, making countries rich, and then they ship it to Europe, and stuff like, wow, you ship the fish to Europe, and it say Asian, but really it was in Guyana waters, which would have brought income to the Guyana people, not only on the $200, they want to put a tax on the $200. So it looks like Europe is selling Asian fish when they market and brand it. Bottom line, and we know about the tomatoes, the people that been tricked into working, again, promise immigration or whatever, and work and don't get paid, man, like the tomatoes. And the Africans on that part. See, exploitation is dangerous, and usury, taking privilege and advantage, are mighty sins against the universe. Let's put God out of it. Let's deal with laws. Jump off the roof if you can fly. If greed is something that is real, and me plotting to monopolize food, listen to this, and control people, the thinking of controlling people that God made, and now you telling God they got to work in your way to make it work for you versus God's way. You tell me which way is right, which way is wrong, man's way or God's way. Or we got to go to God, because if all we got is what we see, then we all in trouble, right? So we need a power higher than them. Now, I ain't talking about using God to ego trip on the world or anybody like that. I'm talking about what's right is right. Therefore, truth can speak for itself. Leave God out of it. Laws can speak for themselves. Now, dealing with individualism, as far as capitalism, they tend to use the collective thing by, like, robberies, using Guyana people from Africa to do the business and pay them the low fee and then put a tax on them. See, check it, blood, on all that European old thinking wicked catch the prey and the poor, that one right there, and in the middle of a crisis, we don't ask the billionaires of this world, what can you do? People are hurting. They got food banks. They got people being thrown out, really, in the landowners. I can clown y'all, man. Y'all look stupid. The boys in high places. Now, let me address the church. Now, if you look like that, in the end of this pandemic, when things lift, this is how we could tell if there's a real hedge. If the true church don't shine by the giving that they did during, this is cold-blooded the way they're going to judge some of the churches, COVID-19. When you come out with your big, I'm going to reach the whole world campaign, They gonna look at what you did in COVID-19. City impact that. That's Las Vegas. Them pastors went out and fed the people. God covered them with the blood of Jesus. We believe that they will be able to not die. I don't care if they evangelicals. The fact that a pastor would go out and risk his life to feed a poor person, okay, is to me heroic. However, that's the kind of salt we gonna have to show. Loving not your life unto death if you are a leader. Because, like the newscaster said, all we're asking the billionaire is to do their part. You can hear the cry. In this crisis, we can go down the line, man, from job loss to evictions to homelessness to it comes down, trickle. And the flu being manipulated because they own that too. Check that out. And the bottom line, booyah, prices are skying. And you ain't seen nothing yet because we got no gold to back up, no bribe. Check it. No, our bonds can fall. Anything's subject to happen. The shaking is shaking. So the real leaders will go, I must make a contribute to this great mass crisis. And the false leaders are going to go, I must preserve myself and all my wealth. Right? So they're going to go hard. Prices go up. Homelessness goes up. COV goes up because that way we don't even have to pay all them fees to them veterans that we would owe them, especially the ones that ain't got nobody to inherit their houses. It goes to the states, goes to the power again. And look, if you own mortgage bonds, aren't you connected to housing? The rich, you set in them towers wherever you are and concoct them spider webs to catch the prey of the poor. Raise the prices, make no contributions in this virus, and don't even demand that the National Guard, somebody whispered in Trump's ear about the National Guard. Don't do that. It'll be a government thing, and many people will reject it. If you mass distribute collectivism on America, let me bang that. Every parasite dipped into it, claimed individualism, but the bottom line right now, if it's really a crisis, that's just a conspiracy, and I know people died. I seen caskets. Therefore, mass distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine, who talked to Trump about not dispersing the National Guard. So what if people don't want to take it? The ones that don't, that's their choice. They ain't going to take it even when you distribute it to the states, that distribute it to the county, that distribute it to the nurses. Now, the longer that happens without bowing down to truth, you understand? Collectivism is better. It's better for the world. It's better for this country right now as far as the vaccine. It's better for the churches. They get no reproach. That is collective. That means we all burn deeds. We all own land. We all came out of Egypt. See, collectivism. The picture must be clear that there they are. There's the equality people. There's the justice for all people. Where are you, church? Because if you live in large and your people are hurting and suffering and we got food lines like this and you didn't discern them, that means you're not talking right now. You quiet. And the bottom line, some of y'all got the nerve to ask for money and knowing the mortgages on them churches is paid for, and you still are allowing them to give you money. Now, to the elders, to the old elderly, especially the widows, the single women ministries, y'all better take care of your elder women and men if they labored in the Lord. But those that have took advantage and live like the kings of the earth who are silent right now and don't want to deal with their contribution. If you got $700 million, brother, that means break half. John the Baptist, you got to give half of what you got for a cause that will multiply and help the masses. Or else you just have collectivism being tapped by parasitic thinking to suck the life out of the collective whole and act like individually, I paid my tithes and I'm blessed by myself and you do the same. That's a lie. God pulled the cover off that thing. Nope. You got brother in suffering. They don't have a collective whole to tie to, and the government left them hanging. Church, where are you? It's time to get real now. Do you even think like, how can we help each other? Well, you know how we can help each other. Pull out the credit cards, the blessed tithers that say they're on top and the rising. Help your brother and strengthen them in this battle and rebuke those that's in authority and be salt for this earth and be a hedge for them further plagues unless God prevail. This is the birthing pains, and ain't nothing gonna stop that. But at least we can repent to the best of our ability about power, advantage, privilege, usury, and even exploitation, if that's possible. And we can't look like the world like that because the rich have done their job, and now where are they? Huh? Where's the billionaires? I even call out all y'all. If you're black, help your black communities. From Oprah Winfrey on down, man. Think of something. God will give you a witty invention to help discern what the poor blacks are going through right now. But more importantly, let your voices be heard on high about the way the vaccine is being distributed. This is not an individual thing like states. That's individual. It's United States. Makes the collective. I know we won't want to admit anything about collectivism. Well, that's communism, socialism. Listen, bro, it ain't about no ism. This is about principles. 5 times 5 is 25, but 5 plus 5 is 10. So you multiply the vaccine. Tell your politicians, man, okay, if you don't have this thing out by the National Guard helping the states because the states are dragging their feet, we can miss God and there'll be thousands of people dead. Can the prophets please speak? Because if you miss this one, it's going to cost a lot of black lives that matter. And you better hope I'm not prophetic, and I hope I'm wrong. But the bottom line, brother, this ain't no playtime now. Either you scattering by begging and asking and holding on to form and mass, or you're thinking, God, how can I help my people? Because we can see that money means nothing. Where's our gold? And where is our assets? That's truly, truly assets. Not no gambling stock market, but where is the assets of land and gold? In the hands of the wicked. Well, if you believe in a transfer of wealth, you better be thinking, how can we share? Because those cats with tons of diamonds sitting over in London, they ain't got no idea thinking like, I'm going to help you. The idea is this. I must keep what I have, and I will manipulate any market, food on down to anything right now, to real estate, because I need I need to satisfy my loans, and I need all the money I can get. That way, I get more gold, because I'll give you cash, but I must have gold. And this is the way that the rich are thinking. Protect what they have stolen. Even a ton of diamonds in London. Wow, cat. You can't do nothing but charge almost $1 million for an apartment in downtown London after you stole all the diamonds out of South Africa? I'm just saying, or North Africa, or wherever them diamonds were. You got the boat. Multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. That means, brother, share. Jesus broke the bread and the fishes. He went into equality. He was the manna that came down, so he say. And guess what? They all ate. You couldn't eat more bread than what you needed. It turned to worms. Are you a Christian Judeo value nation? Really? So where we adhere to the teachings of Jesus since the conception? And why did the elites draw out the blueprints for how this thing gonna go? You think they wouldn't have their best interests? And why was the stock market created? The bottom line, brother, we probably all been left for dead while people secure their assets. Church come out from among it. That practice and that system is cursed. Their credibility will be lost if you don't shine now, because when you try to shine later, too much is given, much is required. The bigger church is going to say, look what we did. When they're going to look at, well, what did you do during the disaster? And if they went through in detail all the people that suffered in the ministry, and let's say the pastor lives on 20 acres, right? But the church in the hood. But guess what? If they went through all your stuff, can they find that John the Baptist, you believe the Lord is coming, and that John the Baptist was a respectful prophet? He gave half. Nicodemus, are you coming to my house, Lord? I will restore. judging yourself to make sure, hey, is there anything that I did wrong? Deuteronomy 26. Did I ever share any other time with the widow, the father, stranger? Did I ever give a collection for the saints? And do I do more? Which one of? Because the greed will never stop. You want one mansion after another, and usury are the sins of the nation. You got to come out these kind of sins. You want to tell them to come out the club? Come out of privilege and advantage. Come out of a system that where one person winds up benefiting way over here. Some of my black ministers bought it from some of the Caucasian ministers in the word of faith. And what they did was they came to the hood thinking they would be acknowledged as kings. And the rapper said, we are too. But who's building communities? Nobody. Who's living way over here? Hey, by ourselves. And there ain't nobody we gonna let on our land. Now, that's the kind of thinking that's in the world. Ain't nobody gonna stop us, man. Y'all can die as much as you want. But nah, man, we need, matter of fact, the government can say that. They can say, look, man, for the survival of the nation, there's so many people gotta die. We got too much debt. Our paper means nothing. We got gold, and we ain't even got no more gold. Everything, man, we in trouble. So let's get rid of some of these seniors and let them vets that might have died for this nation. And, well, if we give it to the states, they don't even know how to take care of the homeless. And so since they don't, then maybe give it to the county. Oh, yeah, the county know how to deal with homelessness. Yeah, okay, go to your local doctor. We'll have one or two setups here, there. If Trump would have stayed with his first idea and they didn't talk him out of it because they were scared that many people wouldn't have took the dang on vaccine because of the government. The donors in it make sense that, well, that's them. Whoever thinks like that, that's cool. Respect to, even God respects the will. We're not wizards. You can't force anything on anybody. But for the sake of the people that want to live and are trusting the government to do the right thing, get the vaccine out through the National Guard like Trump first said. Where'd the rhetoric go? Why I got black media in my face every 5 minutes talking about impeach Trump when we should be talking about where's the vaccine? Cousin, get it right. You got to let a hood rat, uneducated 7th grade guy correct you guys on some stuff that a baby can figure out. 5 times 5 is 5, 25. 5 plus 5 is only 10. If you increase, multiply the numbers of those that distribute the vaccine. If you real about people and you love people and you're going to do it Christ's way, because Christ had the fish. If he had the vaccine, look in my eyes. He would distribute it right now on the spot, wouldn't he? The fish and the loaves. And where? Now, it's Antichrist. I ain't distributing this right now. I must think about this. Therefore, forget the Army and the Navy and who thinks what. Nah, we're not going to use nothing. We're just distributing to the states. Watch how long it takes and watch them body bags. Collectivity, America's far better than individualism. And individualism that praise our collectivity, and like that news clip said, don't give back nothing. Billionaires is a parasite to the community. And I said it. Put it on Jeremiah 23 and hoods. Project Restoration, excuse me, elders, for my tone. I didn't really mean to speak like that, but I'm speaking for the people and the dead brothers in my hood and the blood that they shed over oppression and poverty. God bless you. Hope you got something out of this. Jeremiah 23 and hoods. This marathon is why we run. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. And we love you, no matter what, even our enemies. God bless you, cuz, but truth will march forward in the name of Jesus.